Hi, welcome to Dark Politics Tarot. My name is Nick, and today I'm going to read on Steve Bannon. So, the new Epstein file photos coming out of the Epstein estate had a lot of photos of Steve Bannon and Woody Allen and the head of Harvard, whatever his name is. But I'd like to know, is Steve Bannon, was he involved in this trafficking of underage girls? Was he in on it, or did he partake in it? Inquiring minds would like to know. So I'm using my new Oracle deck, which is called the Oracle of Black Enchantments. All the decks I'm using today are by the Deviant Moon. So let's see, Steve Bannon. Show me Steve Bannon. Was he involved in the E-Files? Is he in there because he's done nefarious things? Ooh, this is interesting. The witches flying over the moon. He's part of that group. Steve Bannon, was he involved with underage children, minors? You know, Krampus, King Cankles, he loves minors. Okay, this one wanted to come out. Ooh, what's gonna happen to Steve? The lions are coming for him. Yeah, what will happen to Steve Bannon? But was he involved in these nefarious acts with underaged people? The children and their little skeletons. Interesting. So I'm going to also use my new tarot deck called the Trionfi Della Luna, also by Deviant Moon. Was Steve Bannon involved with underage people? Was he involved in the Epstein situation where there was traffic going on? And I'm trying to hide my words because YouTube is getting really, really bad. You can't say anything anymore. Oh, which one is this? The Ace of Cups. Aces are yes cards to me. That came up first when I was asking, was he involved? Steve Bannon, were you involved? Were you using underage people? Were you involved in the traffic? This one flew out. Six of Coins. Perhaps in the money-making situation. That's crossing him, though. Maybe he wanted to be in on that. He was such good friends with Epstein, though. This card flew out, and it's the King of Swords. So that's at the base of the situation. So Steve Bannon, were you involved in this E thing with the little people? 10 of Coins. I think very much so. So far what these cards are showing me. Wow. Was he involved in the traffic? The Lovers card comes out as the overarching energy. Oh, they're just flying everywhere, these cards. The Tower is coming for him. Interesting. Another one jumps, Steve Bannon. The Hermit card. Steve Bannon, were you involved? Were you involved? Steve Bannon, were you involved? The child. Eight of Swords. Entrapped in your own game, huh? These cards are really jumping. The Nine of Wands. So he's going to be fighting for his life pretty soon. And then we have the last card up. Sorry if it was falling. Is the Queen of Cups. He might be crying in the end. I bet he's feeling very emotional right now. Let's go down to the table and see what's going on. Well, I never thought Steve Bannon was involved with the traffic or with the, you know, underaged people. But this reading kind of convinces me he was, because he was really supposed to go, you know, advise Jeffrey Epstein on how to get, you know, how to get out of his bad situation, how to come back into the public eye, and how to coerce DJT. All right, so we see him here, you know, these are the witches in flight, these sort of creatures in the sky. And I think this is, you know, when you hang around certain people, you get enticed to do things too. You go along with the crowd. Not that he's a follower so much, but it's just you have easy access to maybe not the littlest of the little, but maybe just younger, or just to even have perhaps women that even would pay attention to you because you're at those parties, you're around those people, you're around, you know, Woody and all the, you know, the other creeps that do all these creepy things. So yeah, I think Steve Bannon was showing these cards. But what's going to happen to him? In the long run, I see that he will be attacked. Whatever he tries to do now, it's all out on him. Everybody knows, and people are going to be coming after him, if not the law themselves. Not with this regime, but eventually. So his card is the Ace of Cups. So he's an opportunist. He's all about opportunity and no convictions, really. His convictions go whichever way the wine is flowing. Yeah. However he can build his wealth, build his power, whatever social situations he gets into, he's going to the parties, he's drinking the elixir of life. And this is also a card that represents youth to me. It's like the fountain of youth. So this older dude wanting to have that kind of relationship that he can no longer have anymore. Of course he was involved. Allegedly. This is all for entertainment purposes only. And the Six of Cups, the Six of Coins, which is the Pentacles, that's crossing him. So there's this little fish down here. And you see that they're in the desert. The little fish is in a little sad, not even a pond of water, a little puddle of water. Everything's drying up and desperate for anything that this person could give them. So to me, this is him and how he looks at others, especially people in poverty, young women in poverty. I have something here. I'll give you the money if you'll just do one thing for me. So the reason that I see this as crossing him is because what he did is now coming back to haunt him. So loving that youth and beauty and wanting to still have that for yourself, you know, the beauty of women, young women. Yeah, he was all in on it. Now, on the base of his situation here is the King of Swords. I don't see this as him. He's a fire sign. This is the law. Somebody in the law eventually coming after him. Like I said, not going to happen now because we have the regime in power. But one day, someday soon, someone's going to pick up a lawsuit against him. Could be the young women. 10 of coins. Yeah, he had all the power, all the wealth, and he abused it. And he was this card about strategy. So he was the strategist for Epstein. And that's what he's going to claim. He's going to say, I was just trying to help him out of his situation. How to get back his power, basically. I was strategizing for him. But no, we see here that Steve was in the mix with the Lover's card. He was totally involved in this as well. Probably from a long time back. We don't know how far back the connections go with Epstein. Then we have his future, the Tower. Everything's going to come crashing down on him, just like it's going to come crashing down on all these corrupt people, especially for the ones that did things to young people. So yeah, he's going to get his Tower moment, definitely. Now, this is how he feels about himself, inward. He's going inward to reevaluate his own strategy now, how to get out of this, now that everybody's looking at me. And it's interesting that the Dems brought out these photos of Bannon. In fact, were they trying to say, look, we've got the stuff on you too? I think those pictures are showing they're taking out photos of people that could help Trump, and they're saying, you need to change your ways because we have a lot of information on you. So here's Bannon. He's left out, isolated in the cold. Trump ain't gonna save you, dear. The environment around him, so he feels totally destroyed. He is so anxious now by what's happened. Seeing him in those photos, the fact that they put it out there, the threat to him, he is feeling it right now, all tied up in knots. The Nine of Wands, he realizes he's going to have a really tough battle ahead of him now. A very tough battle ahead. So he's gearing up for that. And the Queen of Cups, he's really emotional. Very emotional about this. Very destroyed. Emotionally destroyed. Mentally destroyed. And gearing up for a big fight here. So It's not looking good for Steve Bannon. And yes, I think he went on the Lolita Express, because I'm just looking at this card again. The flights with children. I think they have a lot on him. Flying around to special places where there's children involved. But this is the end for him. This is his battle ahead. So, not long for this public life, Steve Bannon. Get used to it. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe and check your subscriptions. When you hit the subscribe button, it's putting everybody on personal. Put it on the, ring the bell, put it on all, and then you'll get all the notifications when I'm online. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.